Handsome, I'm going to take you outside. Little big head ass boy. Hey, good evening, YouTube. How y'all doing? This your boy, Rod Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Yeah, today is November 24th, Tuesday, 2020, and this little big head dude here will not let me be. He broke his leash, as y'all can see. Well, he broke his cable. So I got to figure out what the heck I'm going to do about this little big head boy. We're going to wait a few minutes, y'all. I know I'm a lot earlier today than what I normally would be. Y'all give me a second. Handsome, sit down, boy. Stop, son. Stop, little boy. Y'all give me a second. Come on, boy. Come here. Y'all give me just 1 second. Come here, boy. Get down. Handsome. Sit, boy. You need to cut it out, boy. Come on now. Handsome. Cut it out. Come on, big boy. If you're going to do this, Handsome, you better be still. Be still. Come on. I know you're hungry, boy. I know. Dad gonna figure out something for you. Dad gonna figure it out. You better sit your little big paw ass down, though. Sit down. Come on. Let Dad give you something. Come on. Y'all give me a second. Let me take care of the boy. Come here, boy. Come here. No, you're not going outside, big boy. Come on. I need you to sit. Get off that table, what? Get down, man. Get down, here. Big head. Come on. You gotta be still, boy. Come on, man. Hands. Do I need to put you in your cage? Come on, here, boy. How did you break that cable, bro? I'm tired of y'all breaking these cables and stuff. Move. Sit down. Get down, boy. All right, y'all. I know I'm a whole lot earlier than what I normally am. Y'all give me a second, man. Let me try to get this. Handsome. Sit down, boy. Handsome. Stop, son. Stop, daddy, boy. Stop, big boy. Y'all give me a second, man. Let me try to get this dog here. I mean, he just broke his little leash, his little cable, and all that. I know you're hungry. Dad gonna get some. Dad gonna fix something out for you. Hey, how y'all doing this evening? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do this video live just for the simple fact that, again, we want to be consistent with what we're doing. And you all know we started a new format last night. Handsome. Why you all on Dad like that? And this little boy here, he will not let me be great right now. He want to be spoiled. I got three dogs, the mother dog, and then 2 of her puppies. And out of the 2 girls, this little boy here is the spoiled one. He's spoiled. So y'all give me a second, man. Well, we just gonna go ahead with this video. We want to try to wait till more people stop, little boy. Handsome, stop. Dad gonna, Handsome, stop. Let Dad do what he gotta do. Come on, if you're gonna sit here, beat. Y'all give me a second. Big boy, come on here. Come on. All right. Once again, this your boy, Rod Thomas Jr. And this is the real news behind the news. Yeah, once again, today is Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. And as y'all can see, I got a guest with me, a special guest with me. This my little boy, Lil Handsome. I don't know how he broke his collar or broke his cable, but he did. I know he probably about hungry, y'all. We're gonna figure that out later. But we're gonna go ahead and do this because I gotta try to make something happen a little bit later on. I gotta get out of here and bleed the block, man. Try to make some things happen. Mainly to get them some food. But we're gonna go ahead and do what we do. I hope y'all like the new format that I had yesterday, where we go down the headlines for the day, and we try to break it down for y'all, and that's what we're gonna do. Again, I'm only doing this right now at this moment because I need to be consistent. And I know for a fact between 6 and 7 and 9 o'clock today, I got to get out here and make something happen because I got to get these puppies some food. That's probably why he broke his leash. Look at it. He broke his cable. He done broke his cable. So now not only do I got to get his little butt and his mama and his sister something to eat, but I got to say hi, handsome. Say hey. Say hey to the people. But we're going to go ahead and start this video off. We want to try to wait till we get a few more people. We see we got 2 people so far that's watching. But you know where YouTube is, it might be 5, 10, 15 of you all watching. And YouTube is basically censoring our channel. But we're going to go ahead and start this show. Because again, what I'm trying to do, you all, I'm trying to be consistent with these shows. Because every day, during the weekdays, we're going to bring you all a show where we go down the headlines, the day's headlines, and we're going to break them down for you and basically tell you what's really happened. Handsome, you going to let Dad do this? Hold on. Stop, little boy. Stop. So y'all give me a second. Let me get things set up. Handsome, you got to let Dad. Come on, little boy. Look at it. His little spoiled boy. And think about it. Look how big he is, and he ain't but 7 months old, really. Come here, boy. Lay down. Sit down. Sit. Handsome. Sit. I call him, his name Little Handsome. So y'all give me a second, and we finna roll with this. As y'all here right now, please hit that like button for us so we can get more people onto this video. Handsome. Sit down, boy. Now, come on. Dad gonna put you back outside. Y'all give me a second, man. All right, Handsome, sit. 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 Come on here, boy. Come on, you sit up here with Dad. Dad gonna hold you. But as soon as you act a fool, Dad gonna take you back outside. Tell the people, hey, Handsome. How y'all doing? This is my little Handsome right here. And I made a post on Facebook earlier to anybody here in Shreveport. I'm trying to get back down south to go offshore. I got a couple of jobs that they answered my application, and they want to do interviews. But I got 3 dogs, man. I need somebody to watch my girl dog here in Shreveport. No matter how I do it, I'll pay for the food and for the expenses that comes along with them. But I got to go back offshore, man, in order to do what I need to do. I got to get back to work. Look at his little lazy butt. Look how lazy he is. But anyway, we're going to start the show. I noticed a couple more people joined. Please hit that like button for us. And again, Handsome and I, we finna bring y'all the real news behind the news. So, again, normally we would try to do these shows a little bit later. But like I said, I got to get out here in these streets, man, and try to make something happen. Because I desperately got a need. But anyway, we're going to go forward with this show. All right. Now, of course, again, yesterday, y'all noticed we started a new format where we basically go down the mainstream headlines of the day. And we try to give you an alternative explanation or analyzation of those headlines. And today is no different. We're going to do this every day, y'all. If I have to do it earlier in the day or at the normal time between 6 and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, boy, what are you doing? Sit down. You should be happy you in here with Dad. I should put you out there. But either way it go, we're going to do this every day. Now, again, we really need you all's comments on these videos, because you all comments help make the video go a little bit smoother. You all give us more dialogue to bring forth. By you all posting your comments on these videos, it helps us, because then it gives us talking points, and we try to answer your questions as best as we can. This little boy here will not let me be great right now. Sit down, little boy. Handsome, Stop. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Huh. Sit, little boy. Come here. Handsome. Sit. Y'all see how he is? Hey, Miss Kimberly, how you doing? Yeah, as you can see, I got, boy. Now you better sit. As you can see, I got a trespasser here today with me. He broke his little collar, so I got to keep him in the house right now with me. But we're going to still do what we normally do. So we're going to start off again by bringing y'all the latest in the headlines for today. Some of these headlines haven't changed from yesterday, but we're going to, handsome, sit, son. Sit, boy. Sit, daddy, boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Y'all give me a second. We finna get ready to go. We finna get ready to go live. I know he probably hungry, y'all. And that's one reason why I got to get out here in these streets. Try to make sure these little puppies are fed. But anyway, let's start off. All right. Today is, again, November 24, 2020. And these are the headlines for today. Handsome, you better sit your little big head butt down, son. And these are the headlines for today. We're going to start off talking about how this headline here tells us things are getting weirder. President tweets quit video declaring Fox News is dead. Let me read a little bit of that because y'all got to realize Fox, handsome, sit down, boy. This is going to be a hard show to do today because, again, he broke his collar, his leash. And I don't have money to buy him another. $7. I don't even have $7 to get him a leash. But this is how my dog is. They getting too big. They getting too big. Sit, bro. Sit. Come on. Let Dad do what he got to do. Let Dad be great, handsome. All right, let's go. First headline we got today is coming from handsome. Sit. This is coming from Media ITE. And Trump's series of bewildering, deranged videos from actor Randy Quaid and a call to revoke the 2020 election. Now, if y'all know, if we talk about how this election was wrecked with voter fraud. Handsome, sit, goddammit. Now, for real. Fuck that, man. Sit. Hit. All right. This election has been full of voter fraud. And what we want to do, I mean, it's not enough voter fraud to even make a difference. Handsome. Y'all gotta bear with me, man. Hey, what's up, brother Anthony? Hello, driving home, but you here? Please, yeah, thank you, Anthony, for being there. We got two of our moderators here, Miss Kimberly Williams and Anthony Watson. Hey, y'all, as y'all see, I got my puppy here, man, and it's kind of hard today because, again, he just broke his leash, and I can't leave him in the house just running around because he's not fully house trained. Think about it, as big as he is, he's only 7 months old. But this daddy, other little boy. This is my little boy. The two girls are outside. So handsome, sit, let daddy do what he got to do. But we're going to go ahead and start the show off. And again, the first headline is coming from Media ITE. This is a headline, that's again the headline saying, Trump posts series of bewildering, deranged videos from actor Randy Quaid and a call to revoke the 2020 election. We know they're not going to revoke. Boy, you better sit your ass down. For real now. You really started to get on my nerves, Hanson. Sit the fuck down, son. Sit down. Sit down, big boy. All right. Here we go, y'all. Now, we're going to read this first headline, and then we're going to break it down to y'all as to what our point of view on it. Hanson. Man, this is going to be hard to do this show here. Sit your ass down, boy. Sit. Sit, son. Sit. Handsome. Sit. Sit. Stop. Stop. Oh, my God. Get your head down. Go in another room. Go in another room. Bye. Bye. All right, here we go. Here's the first headline that we got for today. Handsome. Get the fuck down, man. This is crazy, y'all. Hold on. Y'all give me just 1 second. Give me just 1 second. I know they probably hungry, man, because I really haven't had the chance. I mean, really hadn't had the finances trying to get this car together. Dad really ain't had a chance enough to get them their food. Handsome, get your ass on. Go in there and sit, boy. Go sit, big boy. See, you can cut the damn computer off and everything. Sit your butt down, son. Sit. Now, I'm not playing with you. Do I need to take you outside, man, and tie that little bitty ass leash around the pole? Good boy. Sit. Here. Good boy. As long as you sit your ass down. Go get it. Handsome. Go get it. Y'all. Sit down, boy. Huh. Here. Here. Sit. Here. Sit, son. Y'all forgive me, man. Normally we don't have these type of problems. See, boy, you can cut the whole damn video off, man. But I'm gonna be real, I love my puppies, man. Even though he's a fucking pest right now, I love my puppies. To the point where, Handsome, you're gonna make me have to do the whole video, and you need to stop, bro. The dad need to get this done. Sit your big head butt down. All right, here we go, y'all. Let me get the computer back up and running. And I got him, I think he's gonna be under control because I just gave him his last treat. But again, this first article, hold on, we waiting for the computer to reboot. Yeah, I really do apologize. I know this unprofessional. I got the dog right here and I know it's unprofessional, but I really right now don't have no choice. He broke his little collar, and now he's in the house. I just pulled back up at the house, and he was out there in the front yard. So here we go. Handsome, let dad do what he got to do. Now stop. Shh, good boy. Shit. And I love this little boy. I love him. This is American Staffordshire, y'all. Pit bull. I got three pit bulls back there. Well, him plus his mother and his sister. All right, here we go. Now sit down, son. Let dad do what he got to do. Come on, dad got you. But this is the boy. So here we go, y'all. All right, we got Google Chrome, Google Search. All right, we're waiting for the computer to reboot. This show gonna be very brief, y'all. But we're gonna do what we said we were gonna do, which is on a daily basis, bring you all the headlines. Sit down, son. Sit down, son. All right, here we go. Now we back. This first story again is talking about, I think, one of these Hollywood actors. Let me ask y'all a question. How many of you all get y'all advice from entertainers, from football players, sports players, or fucking people in Hollywood that make movies? If you do, you might need to just take your brain out your head and flush it down the toilet, because these people are bought and paid for. These people cannot say anything outside of what they're getting paid to say. Now here we at the Real News Behind the News, y'all know we don't get paid from nobody. We basically depend on our donors and our subscribers and the people who follow us on Facebook for whatever money we get. But if you listening to these entertainers, you're gonna be misled every time, because most of your entertainers are nothing but cronies, flunkies for your Democratic Party. Now again, I'm not Democratic or Republican. Sit down, son. Sit down, boy. I'm not Democratic or Republican, but I just keep it real. The Democrats are full of shit because they control. The Democrats pretty much control your media. And again, this is coming from Media ITE. Trump posts series of bewildering, deranged videos from actor Randy Quaid and a call to revoke the 2020 election. President Donald Trump went on a laser-focused Twitter frenzy Tuesday morning, retweeting a number of absurdly insane, or is it instantly insanely absurd? Let me go back and read that again. President Donald Trump went on a laser-focused Twitter frenzy Tuesday morning, retweeting a number of is absurdly insane, or is it insanely absurd, tweets from actor Randy Quaid, alleging that the 2020 general election was stolen. This comes on the morning after GSA finally released federal funding to support the transition to President-elect Joe Biden, and dispel any notion that Trump was embracing the process of concession. Quaid is the pro-Trump and conservative actor best known for his feature roles in such seminal films as Midnight Express, National Lampoon's Vacation, and Kingpin, which only one that I seen Midnight Express and I seen National Lampoon's Vacation. But Kingpin and all that other shit, Randy Quaid, don't nobody really know who you are. So why are you getting headlines? Again, your media is controlled. I mean, by your actors are controlled by your media, and the Democrats really control your media. Sit, son. The tweets range from calling out the Republican Party to mocking the recent dip in Fox News rating and promoting more Trump outlets like ON and Newsmax, to a rather stunning call out for an in-person only paper ballot revote, especially in the states where flagrant irregularities have occurred. The first video retweeted by President Trump in what future historians may call the Quaid period of his lame duck presidency featured the conservative actor comparing America to a giant tied down by Lilliputians. That's from Gulliver's Travel, if any of y'all familiar with that. Of corrupt media, big tech, and other foes. Of tinfoil hat conspiracies. Now, I'm going to be real. I got to stop right there. When they talk about tinfoil hat and conspiracy theorists, first and foremost, the term conspiracy theorist was coined by the FBI, and it was basically created to discredit anybody who has a different or alternative point of view from what is being told you by your national mainstream media. Again, we'll have to do a show on Operation Mockingbird for you all to understand that, but your media is controlled by the FBI, the CIA, and all these other alphabet entities of your government. Go back and research Operation Mockingbird, and you'll see how your media has been corrupted by the CIA and FBI. So whenever they talk about conspiracy theorists or tinfoil hat people or something like that, you have to be careful. You can't judge a person just because they ask questions. If that's the case, pretty much every last one of you who follow us on The Real News, Behind the News, Facebook or YouTube, will be considered a tinfoil hat wearer or a conspiracy theorist, because you all are smart enough to ask questions. You would be a fool to sit back and listen to stop, boy. To listen to a mainstream media who we know lies to us on a day-to-day basis. But let me go ahead and continue with this story right here. Let me see. Boy, stop. All right, we're going to go back and read it. The first video retweeted by President Trump in what the future historians may call the Quaid period of his lame duck presidency featured the conservative actor comparing America to a giant tied down by Lilliputians of the corrupt media, big tech, and other foes of tinfoil hat conspiracies, and culminated in the media senior editor Joe Polo describing as looking like Santa got taken hostage at Studio 54. The last video features a tight close-up of Quaid reading a past tweet from Trump in which he mocked Fox News for forgetting the golden goose. Now, that was the end of this video, and let me break it down to you all and explain. Sit your butt down. Now, I'm not playing with you, son. Sit down. For real. Sit the fuck down, handsome. Stop playing. All right. What it basically is, you all got to realize, all your media is corrupt. NBC, CBS, ABC, MSNBC, Bloomberg, every media entity outside of Fox News supports anybody except Donald Trump. Donald Trump was basically held up by Fox News during his administration. Even if Donald Trump was dead wrong, Fox News was going to try to paint him as a poor victim who's being crucified by the media, the mainstream media, and other entities who were hostile to his presidency. Now, even Fox News has changed and turned their backs on Donald Trump. So basically what this article is saying, that pro-Trump supporters like Randy Quaid and all these other guys are now trying to come to Trump's defense in trying to point out the voter fraud that took place in this election. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that there was massive voter fraud. If you go back and look at the machines, the voting machines and all that, yeah, they're very questionable because these machines are easily hacked. And when you go back and look at some states, how you had, in some cases, more people voting in these states than people that was actually registered to vote. Trump does have a reason to complain, but whatever voter fraud took place is not going to be enough to overturn this election. So now what you have is pro-Trump supporters coming out using their platforms, whether they be in sports, movies, or any other entertainment media. They're going to come out over the next few weeks and try to basically lend their platform and their voices to Donald Trump, hoping that that would actually overturn the election. But we know it's not going to happen. If it was stolen from him, then it is what it is. Because you got to realize, and we say this all the time, sit down, son, our government is proficient and prolific in stealing elections. Our government is proficient in meddling in other countries' elections. So if we are able to overthrow other countries' governments through their elections, what makes us think that we're not able to do that here? It was stolen, love you. I'm going to be real. There was massive voter fraud in this election. Now, whether there's enough voter fraud to demand a recount in a lot of these states, that remains to be seen. But we do know that there are numerous of people coming out in sworn affidavits saying that they witnessed massive voter fraud in this election. So that story is a story that's still in the process of being made, and as more and more comes out, we're going to bring it to you. But right now, here you are, you're having actors in Hollywood basically speaking out on Donald Trump's behalf in defense of him claiming voter fraud. Let's go on with the next story. Stress tested the election system. The cracks showed. See, let me show y'all something. Donald Trump has nobody to blame but himself. He knew how much voter fraud went on in the 2016 election, and he did nothing to change the election process. So really, he had nobody to blame but himself. Even if this election was stolen from him, he did nothing to amend or make the voter process better. Evidently, man, I don't know if it's my dog, but I see our viewers that went, man, we had almost 12 at one time. Now we only got one viewer. And that one viewer, hey, I hope you stick with us. Now my little boy, he's settled down. What it is, he's hungry, y'all. He's hungry. I haven't been able, been so worried about trying to fix my car. I was not able to get them any food. So that's part of his problem. I know he's hungry. So Dad got to try to figure out something. That's why I'm doing this show early. Hans, still here, bro. Hey, how you doing, Hans? Hey, I like your name, Hans. That means you must can fight, bro. Because that's what we talk about, Hans. But again, y'all bear with me. Again, this little boy is probably hungry, y'all. And again, We're doing this show early because I got to get out here in the streets try to make something happen so I can feed them and take care of other things. But let's go on with the show. All right. We're going to go. Congressman seek to have Giuliani disbarred. Let's read that because y'all realize Rudy Giuliani is Donald Trump's biggest advocate. And right now, Giuliani is helping Donald Trump lead the push to have a lot of states recount their ballots. And basically, he's on the forefront of claiming the election fraud. So we're going to read this. This story here comes from what is Chrome. How all these news articles coming from news entities that we have never heard from, but they are mainstream news entities because they are posted on Drudge and other websites right now. They're referencing these never heard of before websites. So that leads us to question a lot of shit anyway. Congressman seeks to have Rudy Giuliani disbarred over attempts to overturn the election. In the 3 weeks since Election Day, Rudy Giuliani has waged a prodigiously unsuccessful legal fight on behalf of President Donald Trump's campaign to overturn the election results. His bizarre news conference and literal meltdown became fodder for late-night talk show hosts, while his even more bizarre legal arguments have prompted federal judges to unleash withering rebukes. Giuliani and the rest of Trump campaign legal team efforts won't shift the election results in the president's favor, but the legal ethicists such as Scott Cummings of the UCLA School of Law do not view the former New York mayor as harmless. Stop, boy. People are emailing me saying this is comical, and I say it would be comical if it weren't so dangerously, Cummings told the Washington Post on Monday in reference to Giuliani's actions on Trump's behalf. We're living through this moment where actions that should have consequences don't seem to, at least not in the way we would have predicted in the past, and that erodes trust in the system. Trump and to a lesser extent, those in his orbit have a track record of recording and eluding consequences for violating democratic and political norms. And while a legal reckoning may still await Trump outside the White House, one congressional district in New Jersey is pushing for lawyers like Giuliani who have enabled the president to face swift and severe personal sanctions. Representative Bill Parcells Jr., Democrat from New Jersey, on Friday filed complaints in 5 states against Giuliani and 22 other lawyers working with the Trump campaign, calling for them to be stripped of their law license for filing frivolous lawsuits and allegedly engaging in conduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, and misrepresentation. Donald Trump has done great damage to the nation. Sit down, boy. Sit down, son. Good boy. Sit. Donald Trump has done great damage to the nation, but he has also, son, sit down, handsome. But he has always, y'all forgive me, this little boy, man. Donald Trump has done great damage to the nation, but he has always had helpers. These lawyers are always enabling his treachery and harming our democracy. Ain't nobody say that shit about the Democrats. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Ain't nobody say nothing about that when Hillary tried to steal the 2016 election, but there were so many overwhelming votes for Donald Trump that she couldn't get away with it. So again, I understand. We're going to go on to the next article. Son, man, y'all forgive me, man. It's hard for me to do this show, but I know my puppy's hungry, man. And again, that's one reason why I'm doing this show early, because I got to get out there and try to get them some food. Sit down, son. Dad got you. Look at him. Look at him. His big old spoiled ass. Y'all give me a second. But what's happening is basically Giuliani and those people who are loyal to Trump are going to go down in a flame of glory trying to prove the election fraud. But the Democrats have their election fraud down to such a science that it's not going to do any good. Trump might as well just go ahead and concede, y'all, because he's not going to be able to prove that election fraud existed. And whatever election fraud that he can prove is so minimal that he's not going to be able to overturn or get recounts in these states. Because I'm going to just keep it real. Even though we know the voting machines were hacked and rigged in Biden's place, even though the mail-in ballots were faulty and the counting of those ballots was fraudulent, Trump does not have enough legal precedent to get this election overturned, plain and simple. So he's fighting a losing battle because most of the states that he's filing for a recount in have already denied him or turned him down. The only recourse he has is to hope that the Supreme Court overturns this election and demands a new election process, which we know that's not going to happen. So Rudy Giuliani is basically out there cheerleading for Trump, and he's actually doing more harm for in Trump's on Trump's behalf than he is doing him good. Sit down, boy. So again, this is what this story here is talking about. I haven't had a chance to even put the stories up from last night, but we want to try to put these news articles, the links to them, in the description section so that you all can read them and then you all can make a decision for yourself. But again, you have to realize that if a story comes out and it's being published widely in the mainstream media, you have to scrutinize it and take it with a grain of salt. Because if it's being put out there for the public to see, that means that the powers that be, that deep state that everybody's talking about, is allowing this to come out, if nothing else, so that they can basically cause doubt on the truth. So this is what this story is saying. Rudy Giuliani is basically looking like a fool, basically, because you got congressmen who are seeking to have Giuliani disbarred for his unethical movement. Hey, Sister Power, how you doing? We got Anthony here, Hands here, Love you here. It's 5 of you all here, so please hit the like button as you all come in. Y'all forgive me again. This show, I'm doing it a little bit earlier today because I got to go out here and try to figure out how I'm going to get my puppies some food. But anyway, we're going to go back and we're going to come with another story. Mega legacy. New York Times and Washington Post subscription tripled since 2016. That means you got to realize the New York Times and the Washington Post and pretty much every last one of your major mainstream news sources are heavily anti-Trump. They're not going to ever publish anything in Trump's favor. So this article here said, let me see what article, what news source this is coming from. Again, this is another one of those recently heard of. This is from Axios, AXIOS. These are news sources, mainstream news sources, who are being allowed to post stuff that normally wouldn't be allowed to post shit. Why are their articles being put up in the front of the American public? Is because they want to basically downplay anything that Trump has to say or anything that he's trying to do when it comes to him trying to sue for a recount of this election. Sit down, son. Now, again, the New York Times and the Washington Post, their subscriptions have tripled since 2016. You know why? Because they are always publishing anti-Trump articles. And this is why people are following them, because you have a whole bunch of people who really hate Donald Trump. Let me give y'all some real game. A lot of people hate Donald Trump simply because the news media tells them to hate him. Literally. They really don't have legitimate grounds to have this much hate against the man. All they know is what the news sources like the New York Times and the Washington Post tell them. So you got a lot of people hating on Donald Trump. And at one point, I'm tripping out black people because at one point, all your rappers and entertainers wanted to be with Donald Trump. All your rappers at one point, all they talked about in a lot of their songs was being like Donald Trump. But now here they are because they have an agenda given to them by the deep state and the mainstream media to be anti-Trump. This is why you have a lot of black people hate Donald Trump and really don't have a legitimate reason or explanation why. And it's because, again, like this article say, the New York Times, Washington Post, and other liberal mainstream entities are telling you to hate Donald Trump. So people hating the man really who once loved him, people are now hating him simply because the media is telling them to. So again, we're going to keep going on. Again, we're not going to hold y'all too long today. Biden and Harris ticket surpasses 80 million votes. We're going to go ahead and read a little about that. This is from the Daily News. The 2020 Democratic president ticket made history for several reasons and now can claim the most number of votes in a presidential election. That's including the voter fraud. But President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris have 80,333,996 votes, with as many as 1 million more still to tally, according to a running count by a nonpartisan Cook report. That's a lead of more than 6 million over Trump. I don't know how Trump will overcome 6 million votes. If he does find any voter fraud in these states, it's going to probably maybe amount to, we're just going to say 70,000 to maybe 500,000 votes. But from what the official results are showing, Joe Biden has almost a 6 million vote lead over Donald Trump, which is not going to cause any judge, federal judge, or even on the Supreme Court to try to overturn this election. And this is what Donald Trump and his followers are hoping, that they can get this election overturned. Now, outside of major miracle on his behalf, showing that there was 6 million counts of voter fraud, Trump might well just give it up and concede. He has lost this election, but now he's acting as if he's a spoiled brat. So we're going to see how that goes. Let me continue to read this up. Continue on. All right, the batch of votes that put Biden and Harris over the historic benchmark in the Cook report, sit down, son, Cook report, were absentee ballots from the Erie County in Buffalo, New York. The official count from the Associated Press still has Biden and Harris hovering a bit below 80 million. It's unknown how many ballots remain to be counted, but California and New York are still tallying ballots and regularly adding to the count. Biden's win came amid soaring voter turnout. He got by far the most votes of any presidential candidate in history. Trump was second. The last election in 2016 marked the first time any candidate even scored 65 million votes, when Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by just short of 3 million votes. Biden also won states with 306 electoral votes, comfortably more than the 270 needed to win the White House. Trump has stubbornly refused to concede defeat, citing unfounded claims of fraud, and has not taken questions since the election 3 weeks ago. Remember when we did the article yesterday, when we reported on the article, Trump has at least spent 45 minutes to an hour a day during his presidency on the media, in the mainstream media, on television, or tweeting. But since this election, he has not been seen or heard from publicly. He's spending too much time, y'all, trying to prove that Joe Biden and the Democrats literally stole this election from him, when in reality, he should go ahead and concede, because if there was massive voter fraud, it's not going to be enough votes in any recount in any state to overturn this election. So right now, what Trump is trying to do is interfere and hinder the transfer of power to Joe Biden. He's basically saying fuck the democratic process, because he lost. And what he's trying to do now, like a little spoiled child. You ever been a kid when you was a kid? You ever got mad at somebody when y'all was out there playing kickball or whatever, and you got mad and you took the ball so could nobody else play? That's basically what Trump is doing right now. He authorized the Federal General Services Administration to start the transition process, but insisted Tuesday that he is not thrown in the towel on his dead-end effort to block Biden from power. Remember, the GSA does not determine who the next president of the United States will be, Trump tweeted. That was the end of that article. So basically it's like what we told you. Trump, again, is acting like a spoiled child. Instead of just saying, fuck it, I lost, even if I got cheated, I lost. Trump is like, we're going to go down in a blaze of glory. But at the same time, he's hindering Congress from doing simple shit like passing another stimulus package for those of us in America who can't even feed ourselves, who can't even pay our rent, who can't even pay our electric bill, who can't even buy our children anything for Christmas. He's hindering that process by stubbornly refusing to concede this election. So to all you all Trump supporters, please, instead of getting out in the streets demanding a recount, please take it as a loss and keep on walking. Demand that your boy Donald Trump concedes to Joe Biden, losing this election to Biden, so that Congress can come together now and focus on giving stimulus to the American people. Because as you all going to see as we go down these articles real quick, COVID is on a resurgence like nobody ever thought it would. More and more people now are losing jobs than they was almost in the first round. Boy, you better not go in there handsome. Sit, boy. Y'all forgive me. Anyway, let's go on. The airline industry in final development phase of COVID passport. Let's see what they're talking about. Because the airline industry is suffering big time due to COVID. But at the same time, the airline industry will get a bailout package from Congress before we, the American citizens, get another stimulus package. You see what I'm saying? The airline, let me go ahead and read a little bit. This is coming from The Week news organization. Again, it's another fucking organization I never heard of till today, but they are considered mainstream. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what they got to say about the airline. At Vanguard, we're gonna go. The airline industry begins plan COVID-19 vaccination passport for international travelers. Yeah, we actually talked about this last night. The airlines are saying that in some cases you're not gonna be able to get on that plane until you can actually prove that you have the vaccination for COVID. And again, we talked about that last night. I'm not finna take this vaccination until I see members of Congress, you know what I'm saying, till we see the House and Senate members take this vaccination, and then 2-3 months later, they're okay. Why would you take a vaccination that you are not sure is safe? They're telling you that they've done all these studies, but they're only going to tell you the positive part. They're not going to tell you about all the motherfuckers that done had their liver to fucking fail them because of this vaccination. They're not going to tell you about the people who suffer kidney failure in the trials of these vaccinations. All they're going to say is that out of 100 people, 60 of them did good on this vaccination, which is good enough for us to go and get the FDA to approve this dangerous product. Let me go ahead and read this article. The International Air Transport Association said Monday it's in the final development phase of a mobile digital passport app that would tell airlines if international travelers have been vaccinated against COVID-19. The app would help get people traveling again safely. The AITA's Nick Kareem said in a statement, by giving governments confidence that systematic COVID-19 testing can work as a replacement for quarantine requirements. Notice what they said. They're not saying that it's guaranteed to work. They're saying that it can, meaning that's a possibility for it to work. So basically what they're saying is they're developing an app that will track you if you're trying to get on a plane. And this app is going to be able to tell them if you have been vaccinated against COVID-19. Wait a minute, we got to ask the question, how the fuck would that be possible? That means the vaccination is going to be forced on every citizen here in America. It's going to be forced upon you. And once you take the vaccination, you're going to be digitally entered into a database, whereas this app can track you. Do y'all see how Orwellian, when I say Orwellian, that meaning George Orwell referring to 1984. But do y'all see how Orwellian this is? That means, again, the airline industry is going to create an app that's going to be able to track you and tell if you had this vaccination. And if you have not had the vaccination, you will not be able to fly anywhere in America. Let me go ahead and read a little bit more. Australia Qantas announced Monday that it's on board with requiring a vaccination passport for international travel starting next year. We're looking at changing our terms and conditions to say for international travel that we will ask people to have the vaccination before they get on the aircraft. Qantas CEO Alan Joyce told Australia's Network 9. Korean Air and New Zealand also backed the idea, but said any changes would have to be coordinated with the prospective government. In the past few weeks, Moderna, Pfizer, BioNTech, and Oxford University AstraZeneca have announced that large trials show that their respective COVID-19 vaccination to be safe and highly effective at preventing the disease. Never said nothing about a cure. Notice they never said nothing about a cure. This encouraging news has given airlines and nations hope that they may soon be able to revive suspended flight routes and dust off lucrative tourism plans, the Associated Press reports. But countries in Asia and the Pacific in particular are determined not to let their hard-won gains against the virus evaporate. The IATA, I guess that's the International Airline Transportation Association, and international airline groups, the parent company of British Airways, have been working on a digital pass they hope to roll out in the first quarter of 2021. This app would use blockchain technology and wouldn't store user data. The IATA said Korean Air is almost among those in the airline industry looking at trying out a common path, an app endorsed by the World Economic Forum and created with the Common Project Foundation and International SOS AOK Pass is currently being used. Basically what this article is telling us, that again, when they do roll out these vaccinations, if you want to take a flight, especially internationally, you're going to have to show that you have been vaccinated. Now again, there's 3 companies right now that's putting out vaccinations. They're saying that their trials and their experiments have been promising, but they're not telling us about the unpromising part of those trials and experimentation. You see what I'm saying? All they're going to tell us is thus far, again, out of 100 people, 60 of them didn't show any adverse reactions. But they're not going to tell you about the other motherfucking 40 people that's throwing up their livers or going to take a shit and their gallbladder fall out. They're not telling you about the bad part of these trials. All these pharmaceutical companies want is government approval so that they can get money. Because again, if the government approves a vaccination and mandates that everybody in America take it, that means whatever pharmaceutical company gets that contract gets 330 million new customers in America alone overnight. So there's really no emphasis to tell us about the bad trials in their experimentation to create a vaccination. All they're going to tell us is everything looked promising. Only 6 people died. 6 people out of 10 is doing good. But other 4 people died. What makes you think you won't be in that 4? So again, you have to question any vaccination that's been rushed in a 9-month period. Come on, it's only been 9 months. And they done already came up with a vaccine for COVID-19. But shit like diabetes, cancer, hypertension, all these other motherfucking diseases have been here for for 50 to hundreds of years, and they can't come up with a vaccination against that. So we have to ask, at what point does capitalism plays into it? And these capitalists are looking to gain a dollar at your expense, at the expense of your children and your health. Let's go on. Millions stick to Thanksgiving travel plan. That means a lot of people said, fuck what they're talking about. We still gonna go see grandmama for Thanksgiving. States impose new rules. Plead with public to stop the spread. New York City will have checkpoints at bridges and crossing. Don't that sound like martial law? Let's go ahead and read this article real briefly. This is coming from Bloomberg. New York City will have vehicle checkpoints at key bridges and crossing that will strictly enforce the travel quarantine, Sheriff Joseph Facundo said. The sheriff's office will conduct spot checks when out-of-state buses drop riders off at the curb. Test and tracing team will be on the ground to direct individuals to testing site and provide education on quarantine, Facundo said. The 14-day quarantine mandates that travelers quarantine or test out. Violations of self-quarantine will be enforced and may carry fines of $1,000 to $2,000, according to the mayor of New York's office. The city will enforce the completion of travel forms at airports, Penn Station, and the Port Authority bus terminal. There will be self-test site teams on site. New York, the early center of the U.S. outbreak, reported a 7-day average of 1,476 new cases and a 7-day positive test rate of 3.17%, according to Mayor Bill de Blasio. For more articles like this, please visit Bloomberg.com. Basically, what that article is telling you is that if you're going to New York City and you're traveling as a tourist, be prepared to get stopped. No matter how you enter that city, they're going to stop you and force you into a 14-day quarantine if you cannot prove that you have been vaccinated or that you are COVID-19 free. This is like some shit that you see out of some of these movies. Don't that sound like something you've seen out of movies like Outbreak and Quarantine and all these other movies? Where when you go into New York City, you will be held pretty much hostage if you cannot prove that you have been either vaccinated or that you are COVID-19 negative. Come on, man. This is something, this is really, it's medical martial law, what we're experiencing right now. We're experiencing medical martial law. They're restricting your travel. They're telling you you must wear a mask. They're telling you that for Thanksgiving, can't no more than 4 of y'all be at Medea's house for Thanksgiving dinner. This is medical martial law, what we're experiencing due to this virus. Now think about it. Not trying to downplay the significance of this virus, but so far in the last 9 months, this virus has killed approximately 200,000 people here in the United States. Shit, the flu killed almost 500,000 to 1 million people every year. More people are actually dying from the flu than COVID-19. But how many times have you ever heard them shut the economy down because of the flu? How many times have you seen sports organizations, sporting leagues, shut down their season because of the flu? They're using COVID-19 to take away more and more of your rights and pass laws that will enable them to track your every movement. That's really what's going on with COVID-19. Because again, if you were so concerned about the health of American citizens, you would put some of these same restrictions in place in flu season. Because more people die from the flu every year than COVID, thus far from COVID-19. Let's keep going. Oregon governor urges people to call cops on rule breakers. They want you to snitch. In Oregon, they want you to snitch. If you see somebody for Thanksgiving that's gathering in more than 5 or 6 people, they want you to snitch now in Oregon. This is how deep this is going. Let me read this article, just brief part of this article. Oregon Governor Kate Brown urges people to call the cops on COVID-19 rule breakers. Oregon Governor Kate Brown is urging residents to rat out their neighbor. This article, again, this is coming from the New York Post. To rat out their neighbors by having too many guests over on Thanksgiving. Exactly what I just said. Brown recently limited the number of people allowed in a private home to 6 as a part of a 2-week freeze for the entire state to help curb the spread of coronavirus. Let me stop and ask you all a question. They shut the whole fucking United States down 9 months ago, and the virus is still spreading. So now they're trying to tell you that you in Oregon, you cannot have more than 6 people gathering for Thanksgiving in one house. And if you do, they're urging people to snitch on you. And you will face fine. Let me go ahead and continue reading. Oregon has more than 66,000 reported cases in the state, according to the Oregonian. Look, this is no different than what happens if there's a party down the street and it's keeping everyone awake. That's bullshit. Because if there's a party down the street, there's no limit to how many people can attend that party. So that's bullshit automatically. They're telling you right now that no more than 6 people can attend any event in Oregon during Thanksgiving or during the holidays or whatever. Let me go ahead and continue reading. Look, this is no different than what happens if there's a party down the street and it's keeping everyone awake. Brown said last week. What do neighbors do? They call law enforcement because it is too noisy. This is just like that. It's like a violation of the noise ordinance. Bullshit. It has nothing to do with a noise ordinance because 9 times out of 10, you can only call the police for a noise ordinance violation after 10 o'clock, in some states maybe 11 or 12 o'clock a.m. They're telling you now that you cannot visit your family in numbers more than 6 at 12 o'clock p.m., 1 o'clock p.m., 2 o'clock p.m. This shit is nothing like a noise ordinance. Because in a noise ordinance or complaint, again, you have to have noise that's disturbing the peace after a reasonable time that people are asleep. So that's bullshit, what she's talking about. Did y'all really catch on to that? She's trying to compare her banning gatherings of 6 or more for the holidays at your grandmama's house, eating that turkey, that dry-ass turkey, and then that dressing and cranberry sauce. You cannot have more than 6 people. If your neighbors see more than 6 people, your neighbors are to call the cops on you. That shit has nothing to do with a noise ordinance, whereas the party can start at 7 o'clock, but after 10 o'clock, you're disturbing the peace. But at the same time, at that party, you can have upwards of 100 people at that party and not be in violation of any kind of law or city or state ordinance. So this is bullshit. Honestly, they shouldn't have to. This is about saving lives, and it's about protecting our fellow Oregonians. Hey, ma'am, what you gonna do about Governor of Oregon? Since you're so worried about saving lives, well, won't you go and tell Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell to help save lives and help people keep from starving by passing another motherfucking stimulus? Earlier this month, Brown announced new restrictions in the state, including limiting bars and restaurants to takeout only and closing indoor and outdoor recreational facilities like gyms, museums, zoos, and outdoor pools. Social get-together, both indoors and outdoors, are also limited to just 6 people from no more than 2 households. Brown called the restriction common sense measures. Though they've drawn ire from politicians, including Tootie Smith, who will take office in January as chairman of the Clackamas Board of County Commissioners. The Republicans have vowed to host Thanksgiving with as many friends as family as I can find in defiance of Brown's order. So that means there's one Republican that's telling the governor, fuck you. I'm going to have as many people as I want to come to this Thanksgiving gathering. And I'm going to be real. What good does it do to limit a gathering to 6 people, whereas if just one of those people have COVID, shit, those other 5 people going to catch it? What good does it do to try to limit people from gathering, you see what I'm saying, in numbers, when y'all wasn't saying nothing about Trump holding all these rallies where 10 to 30,000 people were gathering without masks? How did y'all arrest anybody at those Trump rallies? Did you all arrest Donald Trump for promoting these rallies that has now we come to find out it's been one of the main reasons for us, part of the reason for the recent surge in COVID? So who the fuck is she to tell us that our family can't get together at Thanksgiving? But I bet you her family gonna get together. And ain't nobody gonna call the cops because she live in a gated community and ain't nobody gonna know that she got 35 to 40 people at her house, the governor of Oregon. And that's what happened. Y'all remember when Nancy Pelosi basically got caught going to that hair salon? Then she talking about she was set up. First and foremost, bitch, if you was set up, that means you're too fucking stupid to be holding the political office that you are, because you helped pass the laws in California. That means you either said, fuck the law, I'm above the law, Nancy Pelosi, or you was too stupid that you let somebody set you up breaking a law that you yourself passed. Again, we see our numbers have gone down from the number of views that we had. And moderators, if y'all can, please keep asking people to like and share. Let me go back and read some. Anybody know his Cash App? Hey, Hans, I really could use a Cash App right now. The Cash App is in the title. It's $therealnews3. TherealNews, the number 3. All small, lowercase. Could one of you all moderators post a Cash App? That was at 6:09. That was 20 minutes ago. I hope he's still here, because right now we got to get these puppies some food. But anyway, AMG Property say, I'm always catching late this damn YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is basically hindering our show. Matter of fact, hold on, let me go ahead and put this cash tag up here. And if you all can make a small donation, that would be we would be truly grateful for that. I'm gonna go ahead and type this in. See, again, we was blessed through you all's donations to build a computer. This is what we do. We don't just take your donation and go out and have a bunch of butt-naked strippers. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't do that here at The Real News Behind News. If you all donate to us, we're going to put it back into this show. Let me go to this library and see if I can join this show. Y'all give me just a second. And there's a playlist, these light videos. This is not what I want. We're looking for our subscriptions. Yeah, here we are. Y'all give me a second. We're going to put the cash tag up here. Right now, yeah, here we are. Here we are. Y'all give me a second. Here we are. If y'all give me a second. Here we are. If y'all give me a second. Here we are. If y'all give me a second. Here we are. If y'all give me a second. Here we are. If y'all give me a second. You gotta get that shit off there. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But yes, Miss Brother Hands, this is the Cash App. I just posted, and I kind of actually like this a little bit better because I'm actually able to post. All right, let's continue. Online school has sent F's spiking 83%, meaning that your kids are flunking, y'all. Half of y'all parents ain't doing shit with y'all kids at home anyway. Did y'all see what that lady in Atlanta, one of the teachers in Atlanta, had to get on and tell parents, don't be smoking weed while your kids are online trying to learn. Put on some clothes while your kids are online trying to learn. So basically, this at-home schooling shit is going to tell us which parents are really concerned about their children's education. Because I'm a firm believer that education starts at home. Education starts at home, y'all. If your children are going to school and failing, that means there's something lacking at home. We're going to go ahead and continue to reading this story. Horrifying aerial photos show 50 refrigerated trucks filled with bodies. We got to read that story. This is Mail Online. We're going to read this real quick. 100 photographs show an aerial view. Come on, man. Stop putting these goddamn advertisements up here. Y'all forget my language. 100 photographs show an aerial view of freezer trucks that have been converted into makeshift morgues that hold the unclaimed bodies of 650 COVID-19 patients parked along a Brooklyn waterfront. The upsetting images show 50 trucks lined up neatly in the parking lot on the 39th Street Pier in the Sunset Park section of Brooklyn. The emergency morgues were set up after the city's mortuary facilities and private funeral homes were overflowing with dead bodies during the early days of COVID-19, when New York City was America's virus epicenter. And that's the end of the city continues to hold the body there because 230 of the deceased are people whose next of kin have yet to be contacted, according to the Wall Street Journal. A spokesperson for the city's chief medical examiner office said that it's not uncommon to hold bodies of those who have been estranged from loved ones or whose contact information the next of kin are old and outdated. In some cases, the deceased next of kin are themselves deceased, according to city's officials. Those whose relatives have not been contacted have yet to collect the bodies because they cannot afford the exorbitant cost of proper burial. That means basically what that article's saying, you still got people who died back in March, April, or May up in New York from COVID-19 whose bodies have been sitting in refrigerated trucks in the state of New York, the city of New York, since March, April, or May, almost 9 months ago. You have people whose bodies have not been claimed and are just sitting there on the side of the road in a refrigerated truck. That is crazy, y'all. That is fucking crazy. But this is what we're dealing with this virus. And I'm willing to bet my right kidney and my left testicle that 3/4 of those bodies are those of black people. Because if you all have been following this virus, black people are effectively, in a sense, dying at a rate twice that than any other race. We don't know why that is so. Maybe it's because they rush black people in there to get that money, because you all got to realize, everybody that comes into the hospital, if that hospital can classify you or diagnose you or consider you COVID-19, they get an extra $30,000. They get $50,000 if they can put you on an incubator. Yeah, y'all do the research. Hospitals are profiting off COVID-19, y'all. Literally. And black people are dying exponentially more than any other race. We wonder why that's so. Okay, let's continue. List. Best places to live in pandemic. Latest wellness activity gives self a break. Online school has spiking 83%. We're going to read that. And we're going to get ready to end this, y'all. But we're going to try to read as many of these articles as we can. This story here is coming from the Washington Post. A report of student grades from one of the nation's largest school districts offers some of the first concrete evidence that online learning is forcing a striking drop in student academic performance, and that the most vulnerable students, the children with disabilities and English language learning, are suffering the most. Fairfax County Public School in Virginia, which has been mostly online since March, published an internal analysis this week showing that between the last academic year and this one, the percentage of Fs earned by the middle school and high school students jumped by 83%, from 6% of all grades to 11%. By the end of the first quarter of the 2020-2021, nearly 10,000 Fairfax students had scored Fs in 2 or more classes, an increase of more than 4,300 students as compared with the group who received F by the same time last year. Experts have warned since the beginning of the pandemic and the unexpected national experiment in online learning that remote schooling would take a serious academic toll on children. Now evidence of poor achievement in virtual classroom is beginning to emerge nationwide. In the independent school district in Houston, more than 40% of the students are earning failing grade. And again, that's on the parents. That shit is on the parents. Now, we understand that some parents are still working and they cannot be there to monitor their children's online learning activities. But shit, still as a parent, guess what? My son going to school online up there in Columbus, Ohio, and he's making straight fucking A's. Because I'm down here in Freeport and his mother is up there in Ohio. We are making sure that his education is first and foremost priority in his life. So again, when I hear an article like that, I can't blame everything on the parent, but the majority of the fault lies with the parents. And I'm willing to bet you that it's in poor neighborhoods, inner city neighborhoods, quote unquote, excuse me for just being real, where black students are mostly congregating a part of that school district. That's probably where your problem is at, because a lot of us as black people, we let our kids learn the latest lyrics to the latest rap song. But let me tell y'all something. Fellas, if your son can quote the latest sports statistics, tell you what size shoe LeBron James wear, but can't recite the preamble to the United States Constitution, you're probably raising a future drug dealer. Ma'am, if your daughter can quote the latest lyrics to Cardi B song Wet Ass Coochie, but can't fucking figure out her 5 timetables, you probably raising a future stripper, and that is your fault. Not so much as the school system, because the school system is there to reiterate and reinforce what you teach your child at home. So if your kids are making these F's in online virtual learning, part of the problem, the majority of the problem, is the parents. I'm going to just keep it real. Let me see what we got for us. You all comment. Hey, Tiffany, my little niece. What's up, Tiffany? When you coming home to see us? And again, hands, I just posted the Cash App up there. It's 30 minutes late, but if you can, you can go ahead and check that out. Hey, Tiffany, what's going on? But again, if your child is failing doing this online curriculum, really, even if you do work, that is your responsibility to make sure that your child is compliant with the rules of the online curriculum, and that he's diligent in obtaining his education. Think about that. I'm going to be real. My son, when he transferred, because you know my son left from here earlier in the year and went to Ohio. My son was 3 weeks behind. Now my son has caught up, and not only has he caught up, but he made point to call me and say, hey, Dad, I got straight A's, all A's on my report card. I couldn't do nothing but shed a tear. Because to me, education is the most important thing that you can give your children. Fuck giving them toys. Fuck giving them treats and snacks. Give your child an education, and he will basically never lack in anything. And in your old age, your child, you won't lack, because a well-educated child will be able to provide for you in the future as a parent. Let's go on. We almost through with this, y'all. Excuse me. Left for Dead twice. Radio Shack gets another shot online. I thought Radio Shack went out of business 10 years ago. How many of y'all remember Radio Shack? You got to be damn near 50 years old to remember Radio Shack. COVID less deadly. Could change as cases rises. CDC, vax rollout starts in weeks. Wow. So you mean to tell me they done went from 9 months ago to just discovering this virus to now getting ready to roll out a vaccination? Again, how many of y'all, by a show of thumbs up on this comment, how many of y'all are going to take that vaccination, knowing that these folks ain't had enough time to do the proper clinical trials and testing that needs to be done for it to literally be approved as safe? Come on, man. 9 months from now, these people are about to roll out a vaccination, and they're going to make it mandatory. We don't know. Teresa Stratton say, not me, smart woman. There's no way in the fuck I'm taking this vaccination. Again, only way I take this vaccination is I have to see them put the literal vaccination in every members of Congress, and that means the House and the Senate. I have to see them put it inside their body, and then 2 months later, I have to see how they're doing before I even think about taking it, and then I'll just think about it. But I'm not going to take any vaccination that they're trying to force upon us. Because again, these politicians, you got to realize, they work for the corporation, namely the pharmaceutical industry. So they're going to push whatever these pharmaceutical companies tell them to push, and they're going to push that shit on you. Okay, let's go on. We almost through, y'all. We did have a new checkpoint. Let's go on right here. Stock soar, Dow tops 30,000. Biden returns establishment. Basically, what that article saying, I ain't got to read. Biden is back to the establishment as usual. It's back to normal. Back to warmongering and cronying for the corporations, the military-industrial complex, the pharmaceutical-industrial complex, the prison-industrial complex, and the banks. Biden is a whore for all these corporations, and you all shall soon see that. I ain't got to tell y'all about that. Wall Street Journal, Trump looks beyond his 4-year term. And what the fuck that got to do with us? Really though. And I really give a fuck what he does from this point on. He can make a donation to the real new behind new, but other than that, who gives a fuck what he do after he leaves office? Okay, free speech. Parler allegedly censoring posts. Parler. How many of y'all? I've been hearing a lot about Parler. Y'all know I'm 50 years old. I don't be up on this internet, these internet fads. But everybody's talking about Parler. What is Parler? And they have been caught allegedly censoring people's posts. Well, that's nothing new. Facebook do that shit every day. You all that follow me know that YouTube censors my page, my channel, every day. So to you all that follow us, that is nothing new. YouTube suspends, demonetize Onan. Who is that? That's the Congress lady. YouTube has barred one of American News Network from posting new videos for a week and stripped it of its ability to make money off existing content after the Trump-friendly channel uploaded a video promoting a phony cure for COVID-19, YouTube spokesperson say. All right, that's again from one of those lesser-known mainstream sources, but again, to those of you all who follow us here on, who subscribe to this channel, that's nothing new. We know that YouTube is actively engaged in censorship. So is Facebook, so is Twitter, so is TikTok, so is this, what it is, Parler. Your social media sites only wants the government narrative put forth. This is why you all have a hard time getting notifications when we do live videos, because they don't want y'all to hear this Negro here. He's a troublemaker. That's what they would tell. That's what they would say, and they bury our channel down. Probably out of 100,000 channels, we probably 999,000, and that's what's happening. And it's coming out. I mean, even Congress right now is having hearings on Facebook and the censorship that they and YouTube, Amazon, and all these other social media sites are engaged in. So y'all be careful what you say if you don't want your channel or your Facebook page or your TikTok or Twitter account. If you don't want your accounts censored, be careful what you say. Y'all know me, I don't give a fuck. I'm just keeping it real. Obama memoir sales record 1.7 million copies in the first week. Oh well, that's what most presidents do. As soon as they get out of office, they got to find a way to make some kind of money outside of what they've been given from the banks and other corporations. They give them a little money on the slide to come and speak. A 30-minute speech, they get $500,000. Come on, that's payback for the favors that they did for those banks and other corporations while they were in office. All right, we're about to wrap this up, y'all. Let me see. Mystery as heir to Getty fortune dies in hotel. Doctor explains disturbing appeal of QAnon. We're just getting started. Computer repairman at center of Hunter Biden laptop scandal closes shop, skips town. If y'all know about the Hunter Biden scandal, y'all really need to research that, because Joe Biden really was complicit in his son basically scamming and extorting money. Basically what Joe Biden's son did was use his father's position as vice president to go over there in the Ukraine and get a job making damn near $500,000 a month at an oil company and didn't know shit about oil. And at the same time, he was smoking crack and having sex with underage girls. But y'all don't hear about that in the mainstream media, right? They ain't told y'all about that. They tell y'all everything else, but they ain't tell you about Joe Biden's son as a crack addict, whoremongering pedophile. Yeah, that's really, y'all do the research. We ain't got time right now. Donald's biggest fear, lock him up. Again, we talked about that yesterday. They're not going to lock Trump up, because if they lock him up, he will be able to implicate other politicians in some of the same crimes that he is accused or allegedly accused of. It never happened. Why do you think he spent all that time, Donald Trump spent all that time talking about locking Hillary Clinton up, but never did in 4 years? Because he was just as guilty in some of the crimes that he accused Hillary Clinton of. So is Biden. So is all the rest of your politicians. What's President-elect? What up, Big Huncho? Hey, brother, we about to get ready to end this show. Hey, thank you, Brother Hans. We really sure do appreciate it. Let me ask y'all a question one more time. Do y'all like this new format that we're doing where we go down and read these stories off and give? I like it, y'all, because I like you all's interaction. Boy, God dang it, boy, handsome. Sit down, little. Oh my God, this little puppy, man. Let me hurry up and end this, because I got to go get his mama and his sister out. Bring them in. Daddy gonna get you something to eat in a moment, son. Please let me finish this. Y'all look at it. You can't get mad at him. Look how handsome he is. That's it. That's his name, Lil Handsome. He's a great puppy, but he just, hold on, Handsome. Daddy gonna do something. Y'all give me a second. We gonna finish. Miss Teresa say yes. So that way we can do a show every night. And again, you got to realize that some of these stories are repeats, and we're going to try to go through the stories without repeats. But I usually go on places like Drudge or What Really Happened, Sputnik, Reuters. I go through all these news channels every day, and I look at the headlines that they're pushing and promoting the most. And when I go through those shows, those headlines, I bring them to you all. Sit down, son. Sit down, boy. Handsome. Anyway, I can't see my computer because he just cut it off. So y'all give me a second, and we're going to try to finish up, because there's 2-3 more stories on here that I want to elaborate on for a second. But we're waiting for this computer to reboot. His little big head stuff. We're going to go here. And again, I thank you all for all y'all donations, because it's because of you all this is possible for me to do this type of show now, because I was able to take 6 or 7 different computers, put them together, and what components that I needed. I was able, through a couple of you all donations, to buy what we needed. And now we got the computer. We still need that camera. So if you all listening, please continue to hit the like and the share button. Also, please hit the cash tag. We thank you, Brother Hands. I see where you say it was sent. Whatever you all sent us, man, we grateful. If 10 of y'all send $1, you know what I'm saying? That's really a portion on the Wi-Fi bill. But if 10 of y'all send $1 right now, I gotta get these little big head ass puppies some food. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up, y'all, because I gotta get ready and go and try to get these puppies some food before the dollar store closes around there. And look at it. He's so handsome. Look at it. That's my little handsome. That daddy little handsome. That I love you, boy. Big head, boy. Y'all give me a second. We're trying to get back online. Because again, he just knocked everything off. Okay, we're right here. I gotta go back to history. History. And 2 recently closed tabs. Y'all know that's what I used to do for, I went to school for computer technology and IT. All right, let's go. We're going to end this story. We're going to go ahead and end this. Mystery Air Doctors Press. Donald's biggest fear is being arrested. Fuck it. Shit, how many niggas scared of getting arrested right now just for walking down the street? He committed major crime and he's scared of getting arrested. Negroes walk to the motherfucking mailbox and get killed by the police. So who gives a fuck about him being afraid of being arrested? For real. Let's go. I leave faith to our judicial system. That was Brennan says. Whoever Brennan is, that's what he says. He leaving Donald Trump faith to the justice system. But again, Donald Trump is not going to be convicted of any crime, because if he is, that means that the people who also complicit in the same crimes that he is in your political circle in Washington, D.C. will be also accused, and they're not going to let that shit happen. All right, Jane Carville, investigation can't be stopped. Trudeau, President Trudeau, I guess that's from France, or no, that's up in Canada, falls for prank call from Greta Thunberg. Hurricane season's last gasp. Forecasters tracking tropical disturbance. We here in Louisiana have suffered greatly this year. We had 4 hurricanes to hit our state this year. So y'all pray for the people down south Louisiana, man. They still recovering from the last hurricane. They had 3 hurricanes come through that area, Lafayette, Lake Charles, and all that, back to back. So y'all pray for those people. And then think about it. You still got COVID, and half those people don't have a place to go. All right, let's keep going. Comedian on Zoom keep getting interrupted by penis flashing perverts. Well, we can skip that story. Who gives a fuck about that? Belgian police will knock on doors to enforce corona rules. Guess what? Don't that sound kind of familiar about the story we talked about earlier up there in Oregon, where they're telling your neighbors, stop, boy, to call the police on you. But in Belgium and other countries, they're literally going to go door to door, making sure that you don't violate the social distancing, the rules. But again, how could you arrest anybody here in America when y'all didn't give a fuck about social distancing when Donald Trump was having 10 to 30,000 people at these rallies? Come on now, let's just keep it real. Sexiest doctor alive called out for party maskless on boat. Instagram backfire. Sweden says no to signs of herd immunity. That means I'm the kind of person, I'm waiting for the herd immunity. I'm going to let all you motherfuckers out there that want to take that vaccination, I'm going to let y'all take it. And I'm going to sit back and social distance and whatever, but I'm going to let my body naturally build up its defenses against these vaccinations. One of the reasons why we're seeing a lot of viruses mutate and a lot of diseases that we once thought was cured come back is because they're pumping you so full of these vaccinations that your body does not have the natural ability to develop immunity naturally anymore. That's one reason why I do not take medication or vaccination. All right, we're about to wrap this up, y'all. Germans are coming. The Germans are coming. Viacom CBS news sale of Simon & Schuster to Bartleson. Basically what you have right there is an American publishing company is going to be sold to the Germans. Rich Americans increasingly looking for second passport. IRS could search warrantless location databases over 10,000 times. The Marine Corps short 6 infantry battalions. Navy down 100 ships. You know why? Ain't too many people ready to go into these fucking military, into the military, knowing that they're going to have to go over there and fight these illegal fucking wars. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be soldiers. Come on. They want to keep y'all patriotic and tell you that it's your patriotic duty to join the military. But nah, because once your children join the military, they going to come back home fucked up in the head. Half of them going to kill themselves because right now, returning veterans have the highest suicide rate in America. And you know why? Because when they went over there, they thought they was protecting and serving their country and wind up finding out that they went over there and killed all these motherfucking innocent people for oil in the name of corporations. Russia says it's chased off a U.S. ship in the Pacific. We're going to do an in-depth story on that. Remember we talked yesterday. We're going to do an in-depth story on, I can't even remember what the fuck it was we were going to do it on. But I'll do those in-depth. Oh, one of them was on the Federal Reserve. And the next one, don't be surprised, y'all, if before the inauguration, Donald Trump actually strikes Iran. Donald Trump wants to start a war or any kind of distraction he can to try to hold on to power as long as he can. Now you have the Israelis and the Saudis, along with Trump and others, pushing for a strike on Iran because they're saying Iran is producing too much uranium, which can be used to make a nuclear bomb. But my question is, who the fuck are we telling folks that they can't make a nuclear bomb when the United States is the only country sadistic enough to not only possess a nuclear bomb, but drop it on the innocent people in Japan? Because did y'all know the Japanese was actually surrendering in the process of formally surrendering in World War II. And the United States dropped that nuclear bomb on them folks just to show the world we got this bomb and we're so fucking psychotic that we will use it. And it was all pushed for power. So the Iranians have every right to make a nuclear bomb. Every right. Because a nuclear weapon is used for a deterrent. Let me ask y'all a question. I asked this a couple of days ago. Do y'all think the people of the Iranian government is so fucking stupid that they would spend all this time and finally make 2 nuclear bombs, and as soon as they make them, send them over here to the U.S. or to Israel, knowing what the retaliation is going to be? No, the Iranians are looking to make a nuclear deterrent. This is why countries make nuclear weapons, or why other countries put money into making weapons of defense, because they need to defend themselves against hostile colonists and imperialist nations like the United States and Israel. Well, y'all, we done ran down to the, oh, wait a minute, let me see what this says. Dog-sized lizards. This is the last story. Dog-sized lizards are spreading across southern United States, sparking concern about the ecosystem. Wow, let me read this and then we're going to end this show. Have some sit down, boy. Dog-sized lizards are spreading across various states in the southern part of the U.S. and could have potential impact on the ecosystem, scientists warn. The Argentine black and white tegu are native to South America, but in the last decade, the dog-sized lizards have been breeding and spreading across the U.S. in states like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Texas, and Louisiana, and Alabama. Well, if that motherfucker come here, I got 3 pet bulls that will deal with their asses. The lizards, which can grow up to 4 feet, will eat anything, including eggs, birds, strawberry, vegetables, and even sea turtles. Well, they don't eat pet bulls. They fuck if they come in my yard, for real. The lizards have been bred in Florida and were first sold as pets, but some have escaped and bred on their own, causing them to multiply in unrestricted areas and numbers. The entire southwest east portion of the United States is at risk. Amy Yapple Adams, a biologist in the U.S. with the U.S. Geological Survey, told National Geographic. Much of this area has a climate that is suitable for the tigers. The lizards survive in upland forests and grasslands, especially areas that get much rain, Adams said. She also said that with climate change, as tropical and subtropical zones start to shift north, the tigers will have even a larger region to expand. In some states like Georgia, wildlife officials have been trapping the massive lizards and holding them until a solution is found. We got a solution. Kill them motherfuckers. For real. Straight up. Instead of sending bombs to Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, send them lizards over there. Send the lizards over there. Let the lizards deal with the motherfuckers. instead of sending our sons and daughters over there to die. We have been trapping them for a couple of years now, Daniel Sullenberger, a herpetologist with the Georgia Democratic Department of Natural Resources, told the National Geographic. We bought in around a dozen last year and about a half dozen this year. It could be that there are fewer of them now, at least in this location. Anyway, y'all, that ends our update and our recap of today's headlines. We thank you all for joining us. At one point, we had almost 11 likes. Which one of y'all took y'all like back? I ain't say nothing about gays, homosexual, Jews, Christian, Muslim. I ain't say nothing about nobody particular, no particular group. So somebody took their like back. Oh, well. Y'all keep hitting the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Join us tomorrow, because, again, this is a show that we're going to do literally every day. It can range from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on the news and the latest headlines that we get. But I see a lot of you all like this format, so we're going to continue to do this. I've got 2 dogs. Your puppy is beautiful. Thank you for your energy and good news reporting. You're a very smart man, and I look forward to hearing from you. But I thank you for that, but I'm going to show y'all something. I'm not really that smart. I just try very fucking hard not to be dumb, literally, which causes me to do research, which causes me to find out information about the entire world around me. See, a lot of us in America, we get so caught up in our own little zone, our own little home, that we don't see shit outside of our mailbox or past the end of our block. But there's a whole bigger world out here. And here in the United States, you have to realize, in order to understand what's going on here at home and in your neighborhood, you have to understand what the United States in their imperialistic colonialization motherfucking attitude is doing overseas, especially as black people. I say this all the time. Black people, you want to know why we getting murdered like we are by the police, or why we are suffering still from systematic oppression and racism? Simply look at what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians. So with that being said, we thank y'all for joining us today. Y'all please share this video. Make sure that you're subscribed. Please hit the like button. Tell everybody, your family, friends, and a nigga that stay up the street about this channel, so that we can try to get our subscribers up, because I like this format here, and it seems that you all like it too, and we're going to be able to do this every day. And that's not going to take away from if we do, we might do 2 or 3 shows a day, if need be, talking about other subjects, because again, we got to talk about the Federal Reserve. We got to talk about, it was something else I wanted, Operation Mockingbird. Those are 2 stories that we're going to do special shows on. And keep in mind, on Sundays, we're going to have church. But it might not be like the church y'all used to. But we're going to have church. We're going to talk about religion versus spirituality. So until y'all see us tomorrow, man, please like, share, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button. And if you can, please hit the cash tag. Whatever you all can donate to help, it goes directly to this channel. Even if it's nothing more, I'm going to be real, even if it's nothing more than getting these dogs some food, because that means that's time that I don't have to spend out in the street trying to hustle up $12, $13 just to buy puppies a bag of food, which takes away from the time I could be researching, bringing y'all the real news behind the news. So until y'all see me tomorrow, I pray y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous night. Until y'all see me tomorrow, y'all be blessed. Come on, big head. Come on, let go.